Hi, I'm Barry. In this video, I want to talk to you about years, if I can remember them all. Not remember all the years, I'm not that old, but how we say years in English. And let me start with the most common, the way you will say years most of the time, and that's in groups of two. This is different from French and Spanish, for example. In French, you would say 1955. We don't say thousand in English. We say 1955, 1956, 1982. So we do it in groups of two numbers and then two more numbers. Notice that you won't hear 100 or 1,000 at all. It's just two-digit numbers, except when we go farther back. So let's review a few of these. 1862, 1492, 2017, 1833, 1619. Okay, you get the idea. Two digits followed by two more digits. So that part's easy. The next layer of complication comes when you're right after the 1,000. So we have the year 1000 or the year 2000. And right after 2000, which is now 25 years ago, we would say 2001. You might say 2001 instead of 01, 2001, but most people would say 2001. I was born in 2001. I was born in 2002, 2003, on up to 2009. And then most people would go back to the two digit. So you'd say 2010. My daughter was born in 2010. I got married in 2011. She got married in 2012. And then we keep going, 2013, 2014, 2015, and so forth, up to 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24. Right now we're in 2025. So two digits except right after the turn of a century. So you'd say 1900, and then 1901, 1902, etc. 1801, 1802, 1809, and then 1810, 1811, 1812. Okay. If you're in a year that's 100, then we say 100. So for example, in 1400, the climate was different from today. In 1400. In 1500, European explorers were sailing around Africa, I guess. In 1600, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So when it's an even 100, so some number plus 00, 1700, 1800, 1900. And then when you get to the 1,000, we say 1,000, not 100. We don't say 2000. Never. We would say in the year 2000. Okay? And we use the word year if there's any doubt, okay? I was born in the year 2000, just to be clear about it. I mentioned O, so 1901, 1902. We don't say 1902. Nobody says that. So it's 1803, 1504. So we use O instead of 0. Okay, what about three-digit years? Then we separate them into two groups, one digit and then two digits. So you would say 461, 387. And I suppose if you're close to the millennia, then you would say 89, 89 BCE, 89 before Common Era, or 27 ACE, 27 years after the beginning of the Common Era. We don't talk about those numbers very often. Maybe if you're a historian of the Roman Empire, but otherwise, no. You're more likely to be talking about 4-digit numbers. My final thought on numbers, and this is for anybody learning a second language or a third language, a foreign language, I don't think we practice with numbers enough when we're teaching English or anything. When I learned French and Spanish and German, we learned to count. So I could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I could count up to 100, and I learned the number for 1,000 and 1,000,000 probably. And once we could say those numbers, we were done. We never used them for anything. And although my French is okay, to this day, if I hear somebody say 1842, I have to stop and think, 1000, okay, 800, wow. All right, 1842. It is not automatic. It is not automatic at all. So you might want to practice with these numbers every now and then. Just write down some numbers for yourself and then say them in English for the practice. Or come back and review this video, anything. Because otherwise, maybe you'll have the same trouble I do in understanding numbers when they're spoken in a different language. I'm still terrible at it. I confess, I am terrible at numbers in other languages. All right, that's it. I hope this helped. Thank you. Wait, don't go yet. If you'd like to practice some more with years in English, it's coming right up. If not, you're done. Thanks for watching. I'll say the number first and you repeat. 1936, 1815, 2025, 1900, 1800, 1702, 1608, 1412, 2000, 2002, 2014, 1988, 1512, 1689, 584, 912, 1703, 1555, 2008, 1102, 1607, 1956, 1869, 1214, 486 BCE, 201 BCE. Now we're done. Thank you. Bye.